foot, not a word. Into your clothes and come.
A game is
I'll wait for you
afoot.
in the sitting room. I've just received a note from Inspector Lestrade, a letter from the suburbs. He is in need of my presence. Whenever he has asked for my assistance, it has always turned out to be entirely justified. I fancy that every one of his cases has found its way into your collection.
Yes, they all seem worthy of...
However, I regret your fatal habit of looking at everything from the point of view of a story instead of a scientific exercise.
Oh, Holmes, you...
I beg your pardon, I digress. It would be much better to examine this letter than to try to convince you. I agree with you, Toby, that Watson's shoe is preferable to Mrs. Hudson's cold cuts.
The letter is on the table, Holmes. You should take a look.
What table? Where? This is the table. I don't see a letter on it. This is another
the letter
table.
Is on the table, Holmes. You should take a look.
This is a desk. This is not a table. Apparently, this is the table they're talking about. This is a desk, not a table. I disagree with you calling this a table because it is a desk.
A wax seal with the monogram E.B. I can tell from Lestrade's handwriting that he was in a hurry when he wrote this letter. A wax...
Oh, I can rotate it.
The Brackenstall family coat of arms.
My dear Mr. Holmes from Abbey Grange, I should be very glad of your immediate assistance in what promises to be the most remarkable case. It is something quite in your line, especially for... Except for releasing the lady, I will see that everything is kept exactly as I found it. But I beg you not to lose an instant, as it is difficult to leave Sir Eustace there. Yours faithfully, Lestrade.
So, what is it, Holmes?
Promising, as always. It appears to be a case of murder.
Murder.
So you believe that Sir Eustace is dead?
I should say so. Lestrade wouldn't have sent for me for less. His writing shows considerable agitation, and he is not an emotional man. These people belong to high society. The quality of the writing paper, the E.B. monogram, their coat of arms. The crime was committed before midnight.
Holmes, how can you possibly tell?
Well, it is all thanks to Lestrade. He wrote his letter at 3:30 in the morning. Imagine the chain of events before that. The local police had to be called in. Scotland Yard was notified. Lestrade himself had to make haste there, and finally compose the letter he sent to me. All of that makes for a fair night's work.
It makes sense. Lestrade also speaks of the woman he released.
That seems to indicate that she had been held somewhere during the crime. Much time has been wasted. Let us find a cab and go to Abbey Grange immediately. I live in hope of an interesting morning.
What time is it? Okay, I guess we're going here. It looks a paperclip. I never noticed that before, but it's right because it wasn't there. Or maybe it was. I don't know. Investigate the murder. Got that. We got that. We got that. Alright, let's go. Oops, let's go. It's gonna be a nice place, I predict. How long do you think it takes to get there? It's an hour ride. No, this is nice.
Ah, Mr. Holmes and Dr. Watson, here you are. I'm very glad that you have come, but perhaps I should not have troubled you after all.
And why is that?
Lady Brackenstall has come to her senses, and she has given so clear an account of the affair that there is not much left for us to do. You remember that Lewisham gang of burglars?
What, the three Randalls?
Exactly. The father and 2 sons. It's their work. They stole a silver service, which is of great value.
Sir Eustace Brackenstall is dead, then?
Yes. His head was knocked in with his own poker.
A violent act of aggression.
Yes, the poor lady. She has had a most dreadful experience. She was assaulted and tied to a chair. But I think that you would best see her and hear her account of the facts. She's in the morning room with her maid to raise her right.
Where is the body of the deceased?
In the dining room. We haven't touched anything.
All right, I'm going to examine it.
Very good, Watson.
Inspect the room. Well, let's talk to him first.
Lady Brackenstall awaits you in the morning room.
Where's the morning room?
Lord Ramsay Brackenstall. Baron Lyndon Brackenstall.
Lady...
Not the morning room. The heck is a morning room?
Sir Warthen Brackenstall. Lord George Brackenstall.
Hey, it's George. Probably here.
Lady Brackenstall
No.
awaits you in the morning room.
It's a room that you go into in the morning.
Ladies, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Sherlock Holmes. I'm assisting Inspector Lestrade in this investigation.
Mr. Holmes, I am the wife of Sir Eustace Brackenstall. We were married only a year ago.
I am sorry for your loss.
That's
Please accept my
suspicious.
deepest condolences.
I suppose that it is no use my attempting to conceal that our marriage has not been a happy one. I fear that all would tell you that, even if I were to attempt to deny it.
Also suspicious. We got some suspiciousness. Bruises. Pale cheeks. Gold brooch. Australian origin. I wonder if these cases are gonna, like, you know, come together. Elegant dress. Wedding ring. And one more thing. Old bruises.
Can you describe to me the events of yesterday evening?
Is it really necessary? I have already told Inspector Lestrade all that happened.
Yes, madam, it is.
I will tell you then. Sir Eustace retired about 10:30. I sat in this room until after 11, absorbed in a book. Before I went upstairs, I entered the dining room to fetch a candle and... oh God.
Please, go on.
As I approached the French window, I found myself face to face with an elderly, broad-shouldered man who had just stepped into the room. Close behind the first man, I saw 2 others. One of them struck me a savage blow with his fist and felled me unconscious to the ground.
And then?
When I came to myself, I found that they had secured me tightly to a dining room chair. It was at that instant my unfortunate husband entered the room.
He fought with the intruders?
Yes, I think he had hurt them, for he was holding his stick. But they were 3, and he eventually succumbed. One of them, the elder one, struck him a terrible blow with the poker. I fainted once more. When I opened my eyes, they had withdrawn. Then my brave Teresa came to my assistance.
I don't know.
Did these 3 villains steal anything?
Yes, I found that they had taken the silver from the sideboard, but you can see for yourself in the dining room.
You mentioned that your marriage was not a happy one. Was there anything specific that was troubling you?
He was not a nice man when he was drunk, and he suffered from dark moods, but nothing else.
The bruises on your hands are at least 1 week old. Your husband caused those bruises?
Oh, do you... Yes, he did. He was very angry at the time. Out of control. Again. Sir Eustace was a drunkard. To be tied to such a man for life is worse than death.
Your ladyship?
Well, that's a motive. I mean, I should talk to her.
Teresa, I would like to hear your testimony.
Certainly, sir.
Let's look at her disposition or character or whatever. Wrinkles. We always notice wrinkles for some reason. Rankles. I see some. That looks like blood. Does that not look like blood right there? It's not something I even noticed. Weirdly enough. I guess she got a big stain on her. Oh, it's coffee. What else we got? What else we got? What's the last thing? What's the last thing? Oh, jeez. Working hands. Why didn't the whole hands highlight then?
As I sat by my bedroom window, I saw 3 men in the moonlight down by the lodge gate. But I thought nothing of it at the time. Oh, if I'd known.
And then?
I went to bed, and it was more than an hour after that I heard my mistress scream. And down I ran, to find her tied to the chair and him on the floor with his head smashed. That's all I know.
I have other questions, but I can't ask them.
Oh, what a horrible thing to have happened.
Interesting that they're mentioned in the newspaper that's on the table. That is interesting.
The description of the Randall gang provided by Lady Brackenstall is identical to the one in the Times article.
Which is suspicious.
This photograph of Lady Brackenstall and her maid Teresa was taken at a port, but which one? So the lady and her maid came from Australia a year and a half ago on this ship.
Okay, we'll take the photo, sure. I don't think I consider that a yoink, but... Oh.
A trapper's hut.
Why is it giving me a thing like there's clues? I don't see any clues. Oh wait, there's a clue.
These scratches are most definitely made by the picture frame. This is Sir Eustace's safe. There may be something important inside. I must ask Lady Brackenstall to open it.
She probably doesn't know how to open it.
Lady Brackenstall, could you open this wall safe?
No, it is my husband's safe. I do not know the combination.
We have to open it. Your ladyship?
What about you? Do you know the combination? I
My
highly doubt
mistress is
it.
very tired. Can't you allow her to her room?
Okay, I see. So I think I know why I missed what I missed. I think I needed to use the thing in that train scenario.
The body is still in the dining room where the murder took place.
Okay, I don't know where anything is, dude. I didn't know this was the dining room.
You should examine the body of Sir Eustace Brackenstall.
Did you investigate? Did you examine it? Well, first I'm looking in the room. Ooh, look, stuff is broken.
A bottle of wine is missing here. These wine bottles are expensive and mostly from France. This candlestick is valuable. It is interesting that it was not also stolen.
Yes, indeed.
An empty silverware box. It appears that the intruders have stolen the contents. The criminals did not thoroughly ransack the house. They only took a little silverware.
That is suspicious.
The hunting scene.
That is suspicious.
This door leads to the upstairs bedrooms. Apparently the criminals did not venture there. Sailor's knots. That's interesting. This rope was handled by the murderers. We need a scent hound to follow their trail. I will take it with me.
All right. Hey, we're gonna use Toby. Nice.
This glass has some wine traces, but no visible beeswing. There is beeswing at the bottom, as if the wine had not been decanted before being poured. This glass has some wine traces, but no visible beeswing. It is rather strange that only one of these glasses has dregs of beeswing inside it, while the other two are clear. Chateau Calon-Ségur, French wine.
I don't know what that means.
A decanter standing next to the open bottle, an inseparable pair indeed.
Does anybody know what that means? I don't know what that means.
So, Watson, what have you learned from examining Sir Eustace's body?
Well, I can confirm that the death was instant. Sir Eustace was facing his attacker when he received the blow to his head. There are no other apparent injuries.
Interesting, because she said
Quite
he
a
fought
large
back.
stick, a formidable weapon. That must be the murder weapon. The head was cracked with the force of the blow. Barefoot, he had therefore been in bed and did not have time to fully dress.
And the fact that he had as much on as he did, I guess, is impressive.
It is covered in blood. Sir Eustace might have struck his head upon it while falling from the blow. That is one possible explanation. It appears that the bell rope was cut by someone taller than me. It appears that the bell rope was cut by someone taller than me.
Or someone standing on a chair. Did you ever think about that? She said something about French window.
The hunting scene.
The doors just close themselves. Okay, have we investigate the murder, investigate the room where Lady Walkenstall is resting. We haven't done, I expect the crime scene in the dining room. Okay, we haven't completed this, so that implies we haven't found everything.
This door leads to the upstairs bedrooms. Apparently the criminals did not venture there.
I mean, there's more on the table.
A deer hunt. A deer hunt. A fur trader's cabin.
We're done with the body.
A fur trader's cabin.
2 fur traders' cabins. What? Wow. This place is nice. Someone be rich. Yeah, 2 glasses apparently were poured from a decanter, and 1 was poured straight from the bottle. Which is indeed somewhat suspicious.
Antique hunting weapons.
I mean, that's what I gather.
The death was instant.
I know, you already said that.
A trapper's hut.
I think we may have more questions.
There are 3 glasses on the dining room table. I was wondering if...
Oh, I forgot. When I came to myself the first time, each of them had a glass in his hand. They might have been a father and his 2 sons. They talked together in whispers, and then they left.
Your ladyship?
Please leave my Mary alone. She's suffered so much, she deserves some rest.
Let us try to open this safe. This safe can be cracked. I only have to pay attention. The dial will vibrate when it is set to the correct number.
Wow. Don't get a safe like this. This is so easy to crack. I can do it. Did you forget your combination? Well, if you have the Insta-Crack 3000, your safe can be cracked in under 1 minute. You don't even need a trained professional. It's not vibrating, though. I mean, we can just try every number now. Your current physical and mental state is of great concern. There are several signs of hepatic decompensation. The last time that we met, your eyes were bloodshot and your skin was tinged with yellow. There's a particular odor from your breath that is common in those suffering from liver damage. Hepatitis. There are the lung abscesses that you have discovered. The leg cramps you have described to me are caused by an alteration to the nervous system, which in turn is caused by an excess of alcohol. This includes the tremors. Your liver seemed excessively hard at the time of your examination, which is a sign of an evolving Yeah. There are signs of so basically, he was not doing so well. Your excessive alcohol lowers your self-control and heightens your aggression. I am available to help you with this problem. There are a number of treatments available. Okay, so basically...
Antique coins, possibly of value, but they're scattered without care. It is common practice to keep one's valuables in a safe behind a painting. It should not really pose a challenge for a criminal.
Oh, what a horrible thing to have happened.
Alright. Wait, maybe we can talk to him again.
What do you know about Sir Eustace, Inspector? What was his reputation?
A charming man when sober, but an absolute demon when he was drunk. In such moments he was apparently capable of anything. Why, once he splashed fuel on Lady Brackenstall's dog and set it alight. Another day he threw a decanter of wine at Miss Wright's head.
The alcohol seemed to madden him.
To the point that we were forced to intervene several times to avoid a scandal.
Okay. Let's see if we can put some things together. I don't think Australia has to do with anything. It could have been an accident, actually. I think it was blamed, or I think it was staged. I'm pretty sure it was staged. I mean, I see where this case is going right now. So... I mean, we don't really have a huge amount of evidence yet, but, you know, we're gonna get the scent, and we're gonna do this stuff, and we're gonna do the investigating, and eventually we're gonna figure it out. We're probably not gonna finish it today, though, because it's almost time for me to wrap up. According to this, we haven't finished the dining room check, though, and I don't quite understand how. Like, what else is there to look at here?
A trapper's hut.
Like, there's pictures, but I really don't think those we need.
This house feels rather sinister. I can't say that I like it here.
You feel rather sinister. Like, I don't see anywhere else to look, and I'm not getting my thing where I'm like saying it says I should like.
A hunter's cabin.
missing a clue. But what is it? What is the clue that I... Wait, oh, that's the bell rope. Okay. Which was used to tie. Okay. I see what the bell rope was used for now. It was used to tie on the chair, which we took. We took the rope. Maybe that's why we haven't we haven't finished the dining room investigation, because we need to have him follow the scent trail. Maybe that's part of the dining room investigation. I don't know. I don't see anything else to look at, though. Like, we've done all this. What does decanting wine do? Like, I don't fully understand. I'm not a wine person at all, and I don't know a lot of wine people who decant wine anyway, so I don't fully understand what that means. Oh, chair. We didn't examine the chair. We didn't fully examine the chair.
That Lady Brackenstall was tied to.
There, that's it. That we needed to investigate the chair. That's what we needed to do. All right. Investigate the murder. Okay, so now we need to get Toby. Let's go get Toby. I want to see how this goes. We'll get Toby before we go. And then we can continue this on Tuesday. Toby. Here's Toby. Hey, Toby.
Come on, Toby. We need the best nose in the British Empire on this case.
Wait, do we have Toby now? Is Toby in our pocket? Oh, there he is. Look at him. He looks really weird. Like, really weird. He looks quite odd.
Search, Toby.
Oh, now we're the dog? Hey, we're the dog now.
The intruders entered the shed for some reason when they were making off with the silverware.
Right. Oh, and then they went this way. Okay, got it. Oh, it helps separate solids from the wine. Okay. Got it.
The scent leads to the well. I should check it.
You know, it's possible she hired them to do this.
The intruder's trail is lost behind this wall.
Also,
The criminals left the house through the French window. They walked to the shed, then across to the well, before fleeing by climbing over the wall. I wonder why they chose such a winding route.
alright, well,
Brave Toby, the best nose in the British Empire. There's something glittering at the bottom there, but how can I reach it?
okay, I need to get something to reach the item in the well. I'm probably gonna need to write, well, maybe I can get something in the shed. Let's check the shed. This fancy schmancy, well, there we go, there's the
This
thing we need.
hook might be useful. Small gardening tools, nothing of great interest.
Why did they go to this
This old
shed?
suitcase sounds hollow. It must be empty.
You know, I bet you that, I wonder,
Bags of seed. Some empty bags were recently moved.
is the silverware at the bottom of the well? What do you think? You think the silverware is at the bottom of the well? I'm gonna predict whatever was stolen is at the bottom of the well. That's my prediction.
There's something...
How do I, oh, I have to probably use the crank. Crank. Yep, it's the silverware.
silverware. This is hardly a coincidence. The Brackenstall coat of arms. It appears that we have found the stolen silverware.
Alright, we got the silverware. Is this gonna be a short case?
Inspector, I have recovered the stolen silverware.
You are a wizard, Mr. Holmes. And where is it?
In the garden well.
Excuse me?
Unique, isn't it?
Rather absurd. What is the point of stealing silverware and then throwing it down into a well?
Perhaps it was used as a temporary hiding place, or simply the thieves wanted to get rid of it. It is up to us to solve this mystery.
Alright. Now what? Now what do we do? I guess we talk to her now? Wrong room. Oh, that's the Strahd. I was like, what is Watson doing by the window?
We found your silverware, Lady Brackenstall. It had not been taken very far.
Is that true? I am very thankful to you, Mr. Holmes.
Your ladyship?
It's also possible she masterminded the whole thing, I suppose. I hadn't thought about that.
Sir Eustace's doctor speaks of his violent behaviour.
Yes, Sir Eustace was an extremely violent man. A detestable human being, to be more precise. It is true that he once threw a decanter at me, and all because I dared to stand up to him in defence of my mistress. Sly devil. God forgive me that I should speak of him so now that he's dead, but a devil he was, if ever one walked the earth. We met him only 18 months ago. She'd only just arrived in London. Yes, it was her first voyage. She'd never been from home before. Wonder with his title and his money and his false
I think she
London
did
ways.
it.
If she made a mistake, she has paid for it, if ever a woman did. She doesn't have any friends here, so it was especially hard for her.
We found your mistress's silverware.
Oh, that's good news. You really are as clever as they say.
Indeed.
Shortly after arriving and remained at home during that time, she has little possibility that she or her maid are acquainted with anyone. I mean, no, I don't believe that. I don't believe that. I actually don't believe that. I think it was a murder. That leads us more. So, the tying up, to me, the tying up in the sailor knot is suspicious. Like, we could just blame it on accident, and I don't think that's true. I think this is more likely to be the case. They're just really good at hiding. Like, if it is, they're really good at hiding it. And we have to like.
Oh, what a horrible thing to have happened.
Please leave my Mary alone. She suffered.
Can I like look up in my archives stuff about
Holmes,
it?
don't look at me like that. I don't know what to think about all this.
I'm gonna try. I guess we'll try. Oh, we can do a test on the rope. Okay. Let's do that. I feel like we've almost solved this case. But I do need to go to sleep. But let's examine the rope.
Let us see how the rope was cut. The fibers at the end of the rope are smoothly cut. Let us try to find out what tool was used to cut the rope. The fibers from this cut appear to be different. The fibers from this cut appear to be different. If I cut the rope with a knife, it matches the original.
Okay. Alright, we now have something to do. Look for sailor. Alright. We now have a new objective, which is to look for sailor. But where would we look? Probably maybe in our books. Yeah, we can look in our books. Alright.
The next day.
Investigate the murder, search for possible sailor. So we have to look in our archive for possible sailor suspects, I think is what we ultimately have to do, right? I think we already did that. We just... And the game didn't save that thing. Yeah, we did that. Wait, it was 1893. Let's go to 1893.
Here it is.
Start that timer. Alright, the ship was, Harris friend. This reported that the beautiful lady is presently engaged to Sir. Well, okay. What does it say? Has returned from a 6-month voyage. Okay, so basically we got something about the ship.
The shipping company, the Adelaide, Southampton, London line, and its address. Interesting. It must be the place where they keep the records, including the one for the crew of the Rock of Gibraltar.
I think that if you pretend you're from Scotland Yard, they'll give it to you without any problems.
But I have another solution. I'll call in the specialist.
I have to speak up. I'm wearing a towel.
What? I'm just not talking. The game's too
Wiggins,
quiet.
could you come upstairs, please?
At your service, Mr. Holmes.
I need a register, my young friend.
It is
If you
kinda
could
quiet.
borrow it, there will be half a guinea for every one of you. I need the crew list of the Rock of Gibraltar in 1893, and their current employment.
I'm straight on it, Mr. Holmes.
Do you really think they'll find it, Holmes?
My secret police is better than the Yard in many ways.
3 hours later.
Here it is, Mr. Holmes. But we can't take it back. It's too risky.
Put it on the table. I'll take care of it. Good work, young Wiggins.
Too risky. Where is it?
This list shows the senior officers of the Rock of Gibraltar, on which Lady Brackenstall and her maid made their voyage. Lady Brackenstall does not know anyone in England. This must mean that someone on this list is our mysterious visitor. And these are the lists of the senior officers of the Adelaide, Southampton, London line ships. Let us find out who was in London upon November the 7th.
Okay. Oh, 1894. Well, technically...
This officer was on a ship that sailed half a month ago. He wasn't in London at the time of the crime.
Oh. Right. Okay. He departed then. Okay.
I do not think that this sailor has any connection to the case.
Oh. No.
Mr. Jack Crocker was in London upon the date of the crime, and he is due to depart in 2 days. I do not think that this sailor has any connection to the case. I do not think that this sailor has any connection to the case.
Okay, we're looking for the chill. Somebody chill southward woods walker. And okay, here's
This officer
him.
is still at sea, therefore he cannot be involved.
Cross him off. All right. There's Mr. Rogers. Woods.
This officer is still at sea, therefore he cannot be involved.
All right, knock him off the list. Chill.
This officer was on a ship that sailed half a month ago. He wasn't in London at the time of the crime.
Wait, it doesn't. I'm not sure if we can eliminate everybody, but we can eliminate some of them. Or maybe we can eliminate them all.
This list shows the senior...
Willick? Oh, Crocker.
Mr. Jack Crocker.
Oh, we already got him. Chalmers. Super Nintendo Chalmers. Oh, there's Walker.
This officer is still at sea, therefore he cannot be involved.
Okay, now we need to find southward. Here he is.
This officer is still at sea, therefore he cannot be involved. Captain Jack Crocker is our mysterious visitor. He was the only one around at the time of the murder.
Murder most foul. Okay.
This Crocker, do you think...
It would be interesting to meet him. Our young friend should be able to find him.
Wiggins,
could you find a way to bring this Captain Crocker here to us?
Here? Holmes, that could be dangerous.
No problem, Mr. Holmes.
I love how nobody listens to Watson.
Mr. Holmes, I was informed that you were looking for me, and I'd like to know why.
Yes, it is important that we talk. You will soon understand why.
Honest. He also has a beard. Strong build. Nothing about the hands. Newspaper ink. Alright. Oh, we're looking at his pants. Clean boots. What's the other thing? I don't know. Oh, there it is. Sea knife. For cutting a thing.
You are acquainted with Lady Mary Brackenstall, are you not?
Yes, I think I do remember her. From when I was first officer, but I still don't see...
It seems your relationship went beyond that of mere passenger and first officer.
How dare you?
Indeed, how reckless a feeling is love, particularly if one is prepared to commit a murder in its name.
Explain yourself this instant.
You are aware that the murder made the headlines of the morning press. You read the newspaper report, but to your dismay, found it much fabricated. Once you learned that I wanted to see you, you came straight away. You needed to know what I had found.
You... and what do you know?
That evening, you were with Lady Brackenstall, despite the danger.
I'm not afraid, Mr. Holmes. Besides, all of this is just guesswork.
You would be right if there was no evidence.
What then?
Lady Brackenstall was tied to a chair on the night of the murder. And it was you who tied her up.
You call that evidence?
Yes, as she was tied with a sailor's knot. Your handiwork.
So, it's a sailor who's done it. That proves nothing, Mr. Holmes. I'm not the only sailor in London right now. Your theory is flawed anyway. On the night of the murder, I was aboard the Sharp. I was supervising the repair of a porthole.
At night?
It was an emergency. There was a leak. You can ask the ship's carpenter. He can confirm.
I'm sure that he can.
Perfect. In that case, we have nothing more to talk about. Good evening, gentlemen.
Holmes, what should we do now? Would you like to check his alibi?
No. There is no doubt that these men will testify in his favor, and there will be no way to check.
So, what then?
So, we must work with what we have.
No cameras
we
everywhere.
have all the puzzle pieces.
Now I understand why you dissected the bell rope.
We don't have like... We can end this now. Do we have any other things we can do? Nope. We don't. Well, I guess that's the end of the case. Let's look at my letter. Crime took place. I feel like most murder cases were flimsy. Like, most of them were super flimsy. Even now, we have our cases. Sometimes we have a case that doesn't... Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think he did it. I feel like we have enough evidence. I'm gonna absolve him though. I'm gonna absolve him of it.
Wiggins, could you ask Mr. Crocker to come here again, please?
Right away.
Barely an hour has passed.
Why did you make me come here again, Mr. Holmes?
It is over. I know that it was you who killed Sir Eustace Brackenstall.
What?
I know, because of the height at which the rope was cut. The knife used was a sea knife. The knots were sailor's knots, and not least the sheer force that was put behind the killing blow. And because you are the only one who knows Lady Mary Brackenstall in London. And because you love her.
It's true.
It is time for you to tell us the whole truth.
It's true.
I admit that I loved Mary madly from the first day that I met her. But I never did come to visit her, for I believed that she was in a happy household. When I talked to her maid, who told me everything, I was insane with rage. I was due to set sail for 6 months away. I wanted only to see her again. But it turned into a damnable nightmare when he barged in. He dared raise his hand to her. He was not even worthy of licking her boots. Oh, I regret nothing. I admit I killed the monster out of love for her. She will forgive me if she is able.
Lady Brackenstall already forgave you. She said nothing.
Mary.
But that makes her an accomplice as well as her maid. It places her in danger yet again.
Mr. Holmes.
You would not have managed to protect her.
Till I die, do you hear me? Here is a letter that sets everything clear, and it is the one that should be disclosed to the police. I am the only culprit. Mary had nothing to do with it. Now it is time to end this.
I wasn't expecting him to try to kill me. Oh, he's trying to kill himself? Wait, what was his plan here?
Please forgive me, Captain Crocker. I wished only to test your sincerity, and your words and deeds have far exceeded my expectations. See here, Captain Crocker, we'll do this in due form of law. You are the prisoner. Watson, you are a British jury. Captain Crocker, the evidence shows that you acted without premeditation and used reasonable force to protect an innocent victim from her husband's brutality. Your devotion pushed you to attempt to kill yourself in order to protect the one you love.
Okay.
Now, what say you, gentlemen of the jury?
Not guilty, my lord.
Vox populi, vox dei. You are acquitted, Captain Crocker. So long as the law does not find some other victim, you are safe from me.
Mr. Holmes.
It is a great responsibility that I take upon myself, but I will give Lestrade an excellent lead, and if he can't avail himself of it, I can do no more. Come back to your lady in a year, and may her future and yours justify us in the judgment which we have pronounced this night.
Okay. I feel justified with that choice.
Inspector, I'm afraid that the murderers have escaped us.
What? Do you mean to tell me that you failed? Never thought I'd live to see the day.
I mentioned the murderers, not the case. It is obvious that the crime was committed by 3 criminals who cannot be the Randalls.
You really think so?
You only need to find a gang of 3 thugs wandering around. I can trust you to do that.
If they exist, I'll catch them.
You'll find someone, I have no doubt of it. Goodbye, Inspector.
Okay. Okay. Hey, look, we were right and we got all the clues. Yeah, we were perfect.